Well, good morning, Brenda. So happy to have you back with us today with the book launch coming up of Hear Me, No Longer Silent. I am so proud of you. Tell me about what this book is about.
Good morning, Becky. Hear Me is about the 5-year-old child, and she was molested when she was 5, and she was also molested by a family member. So this book is told through her eyes. It's her journey as a child into adolescence, into being a young woman and marrying a man that she didn't love, the dysfunctionality of that marriage, escaping that, a murder contract, and ultimately her healing in the end. So it's a feel-good story.
So this is actually a rewrite of your original book, which is I Didn't Hear the Birds Anymore. There's quite a contrast between the two. Tell us about what made that contrast for you.
I Can't Hear the Birds Anymore is also written by the 5-year-old child, but it's quite a bit more revealing. It's very raw, as the subject can be. I mean, we're talking about sexual abuse and incest, so of course it's more graphic in that aspect. But it's also a book that therapists can use, because now they get into the mind of the child, they understand what she's going through, they actually view life through her eyes. So Hear Me is a bit softer. It's not as poignant and graphic. It's probably more for the everyday reader, that they can kind of get their head around and read it and not get too stuck in the mud, so to speak.
So what is your purpose in writing books like this?
I needed to make something positive out of everything that had happened to me. And the only way that I could do that is if I share the story. I had a choice. I could either stay mired in the mud of the sexual abuse and the incest that happened, or I can step up and say, that's it. I'm going to be a voice for those that don't have that voice, and I'm hoping that sharing my story will give another woman or man courage to say, okay, I'm taking my life back.
I believe so strongly in the healing power of story. For me, I wrote my own book that kind of just shared my story, and then wrote an anthology with a number of other women, you included.
Yes.
And it is amazing how different my life is now once I got that stuff out of there. Because as you write your story, you create a new story for yourself. And that's really beautiful. So
yes, you do.
What are with this book launch and all the other projects you have going, what do you hope to accomplish as far as, your ultimate goal? Do you have a course you teach? Are you coaching? What are your big plans?
Getting the story out is the big thing for me. I am mentoring a few women that have read the book and have contacted me and said, okay, how can we do this? So I said, contact me. I'm going to mentor you. I'm going to talk you through exactly what you're feeling, because they're coming up and saying, well, I feel shame and I feel all of this. And those are all natural things. And unless somebody tells you that, you don't believe it. You just think that it's yours. So the mentoring is one of the things that I'm doing, talking about it, getting on stage, sharing my story, and realizing that there is life after abuse. This isn't the definition of your life. This is just a segment that happened.
But it does define your life until you're ready to say, I'm done letting it define my life. Yes. And it colors your world so strongly.
Oh, yes.
And it doesn't matter whether you're 15 or you're 85. It doesn't matter. It's time to live a rich and full life. And the only way you can do that is by understanding the whole process and rising above it and storytelling, the healing power story, whether you ever publish it or not, it does miracles, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And yeah, I think I look at my mother, and my mother had been sexually abused and molested when she was a teenager, and nothing was done. And she lived her whole life carrying that anger and that pain. And it ultimately affected how she raised me, because of the ripple effect. So I just said, no, I need to break this. I need to break the silence. I need to do this for my children, for my grandchildren, for other people's children, that if you don't get it out and just saying, oh, it happened and I'll just bury it, that doesn't work.
It doesn't work. No.
Get married.
No, and try as I might have, and try as I did, the issue is that until we're willing to really dig deep and to confront the issues within ourselves, we can't make an impact on our families. We can't make an impact on our community, and therefore we can't make an impact on our world. And that's what we're trying to do with books like this. You know, really show that the change, what change is there for us.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely. I mean, for me, just writing the book wasn't enough. And I decided that I was going to jump out of an airplane at 14,000 feet. Like, God knows I'm crazy or something. But, you know, it's for a dream center that helps women escape addiction and abuse and things like that. And I mean, sometimes these women live there for up to 5 years. So I thought, if I can help in any way, then I will do what they call the leap of faith and jump out of this airplane at 14,000 feet to raise money for this cause. So yeah, I'm willing to do what I need to do to help. Yeah.
And there's more and more of us, because of our courage, there's more and more of us that are willing to do that. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
So, well, I want to thank you for the courage that you have, for the strength, for the beauty of seeing. I've known you a couple of years now. We've worked on a couple of your books. Just watching the changes has been so beautiful. And I know it's evident to everyone around you. So my hat's off to you. And I want to say, really send you a lot of blessings for this book launch, and that it reaches the heart that we want it to reach.
Thank you very much. And it has been my pleasure to know you and to work with you too. It is like kindred spirits.
Yes.
Yeah,
we get it. Very good. Thank you.
We overcome the odds.
We have.